Well, we are on our way this morning to do a little snorkeling. Rick had this all set up for us, and we're going to Looe Key Reef Resort.
They're going to take us out to the reef.
It's like a 4-hour excursion. They take you out to the reef there, where you get to do a little snorkeling or diving and check out all the wildlife. So let's just hope this girl doesn't get seasick, because sometimes I do. I did bring some Dramamine along, and just in case. Well, we just got finished doing our snorkeling. Looe Key Reef Resort.
About roughly $50 for a half-a-day tour per person. So with tax and everything, it comes out to about $111. Well worth the money, we think.
And you're on this little pontoon boat. I think they accept about, 30 people? That's the most they've ever had on there.
Yeah, I think there was about 15 or 16 on this particular trip.
And they take you out to the reef. And once they get you there, they...
anchor down in one spot.
Yeah, there's like these little bobbins out there. And
Buoys, yeah.
Buoys, yeah. And they anchor to that and they jump off and...
Spend about an hour at that one spot, snorkeling.
Well, let's just say when we got to the first spot, I was doing fine for a while. And then all of a sudden, when I was looking, had my gear on and I'm looking down underwater, and that current, that flowing, pulsating feeling started getting me a little seasick, which I can get seasick, I can get motion sickness. So I was a little worried about it. I should have taken a Dramamine before we left.
At least we went and got some last night. Just
yes,
to say. We had
very smart that we went last night and got some. So I took one, Chuck took two, because he was feeling a little bit queasy too.
Yep.
I came up and I sat on the boat pretty much for the rest of the time, because I was so scared that I was going to get pushed over the edge. If you know what that feeling is, when you get pushed over the edge, and once that throw up hits, you're done. And I was like, I'm not letting myself get to that point. So
yeah, I mean, in the water, I was fine. We decided to take a break. It's for me, it was when I got on the boat. That's when I first started feeling like, whoa, because the boat's sitting there rocking on the waves. And that's when it kind of hit me. I went back in the water and felt better in the water than I did just sitting.
Me, I felt better being on the boat. So I just sat there and I said, I'm just going to lay out and get a little sun and just enjoy the beautiful blue water. And it was a beautiful day. Then they actually move you to a second spot on the reef, which people got back on the boat and they moved to the second spot, and then people did more scuba diving and snorkeling.
And at the second spot, well, actually at the first spot, right as I was going back to the boat to get on the boat to stop snorkeling at that first anchor point, saw a shark, probably about 5 to 6 feet long. It probably was a reef shark. I don't know. I didn't have my camera in my hand at that point, so I'm hollering to Alli. I'm like, "Give me my camera."
I couldn't find the camera. It was underneath everything. So,
like the second spot we anchored off to, I went back out, and just right near the boat. I mean, I wasn't probably 100 yards from the boat, and there was like a deep ravine there, and lo and behold, another shark.
Well, Rick and Felix got away from the boat a little bit farther than what Chuck did, and they were able to see all kinds of schools of fish. A lot of different things that they saw. So I'm thinking if you want to see more, you have to move away from the boat more. This being our first time, we just didn't really know what we were doing. But now I've learned my lesson to take a Dramamine before I leave. Actually, one of the gentlemen that was part of the crew, he said that his wife gets seasickness and she takes a half a pill the night before, and then the next day she's able to do all the snorkeling she wants. So I'm thinking at least take the pill when I wake up that morning, because halfway through, once the pill kicked in, I started feeling great, and I wish I would have known I could have taken it ahead of time, but I was worried that I was going to get sleepy because it can cause drowsiness. But we are going to kind of get the bug now to do more of this snorkeling.
We are going to go get a Bloody Mary first before entering the butterfly garden, because we're a little hungover from last night, just saying, and I think we need something to a little hair of the dog this morning. We're going to go check out the banana, I think it's, what was it, the Banana Cafe?
Banana Cafe.
The Banana Cafe.
So I have to say that butterfly conservatory was absolutely amazing. Definitely, you have to check this out when you're here in Key West. It's $17.50 a person, and they take you through this little winding path through the conservatory. You can just take all the time you want to look at all the beautiful birds and butterflies. You just can't touch the butterflies. You can't take any flowers, but those are obvious things. But yeah, you definitely have to check it out. I said it before, if I could make this my heaven, that's what it would be like. It was just so peaceful. Saw some really cool birds that I'd never seen before, butterflies as well. So it takes about half an hour to wind through the whole conservatory, and when you get to the end, you can actually see a little part where it shows pupas, and you're able to actually see them hatching right there. Now we're going to go see if we can get into the Truman house, the little White House.
This is something we've wanted to do for a while too.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to see if this is correct, if we're in the right spot. This is at the Truman Annex. It is beautiful through here. We have found the little White House. Gonna go buy some tickets right there and go on. We paid for our tickets. We are getting ready to tour the Truman House, the little White House here in Key West. We've wanted to do this for a while, but with Nikki, you can't do it. You know, having a dog. So you can do service dogs here, but it has to be a true service dog. And it was about $50 for the two of us to do the tour. So we're just waiting for it to start. We just got through touring the Truman House. Unfortunately, they do not allow film photography because it's a museum. But I did get some pictures. I'll show you guys a few of the highlights of some of the things that we saw on the tour here. It was a very informative tour. I knew quite a bit about Truman, as it were, because I do love my history, but I did learn a few other things, though. We learned some interesting facts, like there's been a couple presidents since Truman that have stayed in the house.
Carter was one of them.
Yep, President Carter and his wife, and President Clinton. And I guess he was saying Clintons were staying there while they were attending the wedding of Donald Trump and Melania, right?
I didn't.
Yeah.
I missed that part.
Yeah, he was saying back when they were friends. So that was pretty interesting. So the tour took about 35 minutes, I would say. Got to see the president's bedroom, the Secretary of Staff's bedroom, the president's wife's bedroom, and basically you walked around and you could see some of the porch and the living room and the dining room. And the first part we saw was like the bar. It was a very cool tour. Definitely worth doing at least once. I mean, that's something that we're not going to do again, obviously, but something we've been wanting to do, and we've got it checked off that bucket list. So now we're going to head back. I don't know what the plan is for today. I really wanted to do Pigeon Key while we were here, but I think we may have to save that for the next trip. We're running out of time here in the Florida Keys right now. So I'm not sure if we're going to get any more adventures in on this trip or not. We'll see.
Well, we've had a really good time here at Sunshine Key RV Resort. But up for this trip, you know, I was really surprised that, you know, thinking we have 5 days here, that it would seem like a long time, but it's gone really, really quick. We've done a lot of stuff. We packed a lot into this trip. When we got back yesterday from Key West, we took Nikki out on a little paddle board. She didn't get to go earlier, so we wanted to take her out, and I could definitely tell that she has become a lot more weak. Poor girl, she kept stepping in holes and tripping and just didn't have the strength like she normally used to have to fish and to enjoy the water. But she still did enjoy it, because when we got back to the RV, she was so hyped up. Once we gave her bath, she was jumping all over the place, acting crazy. So she definitely had a really good time. Unfortunately, I didn't have such a great time paddleboarding. I started getting a little bit of a seasick feeling. I don't know if it was that or just the heat from being at Key West all day and just the food that I ate. I don't know, but I ended up going to bed about 9 o'clock last night, and I was out until this morning. But I'm feeling good today, and we are ready to take that long journey back home. Next weekend, we are planning a trip to Cedar Key with Chuck's sister and fiance. and it'll be just a quick little getaway. We'll be celebrating Nick's 60th. Well, thanks guys for following us on our journey, and if you're new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. It definitely helps us out. All right, bye guys.